sunshine after rain. Distant lanes, what's the game? Grab my earplugs, they rapping all the same. Always.
What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. This is one half of After Hours Live in the Man Cave. This is your host, Tay Wiggs. First and foremost, man, let everybody know who you are, man. Introduce yourself to the show.
My name is Vance Marbury. I am the founder of the Cleveland Ampro organization. Been around 12 plus years, but we've been doing events for about 20 years.
So my question is, you've been around since 2007. And what, for you to have your own league like that, your own program league, what motivated you to have your own league, the steps to get there?
Well, when I graduated from Ohio State, I got my undergrad at Ohio State. For 2 years, I kept driving down to Columbus to play in the, at the time it was called the Worthington League. Top-notch league, ultra competitive, Ohio State, Cincinnati, Xavier players. A lot of the former Buckeye alumni were participating, and the atmosphere was great. You know, you go to the games, there would be, 2, 3, 4,000, 5,000 people in the stands watching the games. And there was nothing like that here in Cleveland. So I just, at some point, I saw an opportunity in the market to get involved with that and made it happen.
Now, with your league, so, I did some research on you. They say you play professional basketball for a team called the Brooklyn Kings.
Yeah, the USBL. Yep. At the time, you had the NBA, you had the USBL, you had the CBA. And, I worked and I finally latched on with the Brooklyn Kings for a good bit of time. And then that was a good opportunity. I don't know if you remember Eric Barkley. He went to St. John's and played with the Portland Trail Blazers. Once they signed him, they let me go, but it was a good experience, man. Yep.
Now, since you play on that professional level, like, what's the difference between like the collegiate ball and professional level, like the practices, or is it more like favoritism of that nature?
My experience, both college and pro, you got to get to it. The best player, you got to remember these college coaches are making millions of dollars to win games, to take care of the fan base. So I would say with college, if a coach recruited you and you one of his better recruits, he's going to give you more of an opportunity than say he just took over the job. So say he's coming in, he may have his own style or philosophy about how he wants to play and who he wants to play. But ultimately, his goal is to win games. So, And then on the professional level, there was some politics. I don't know if you remember the Black Widow, a.k.a. Alamo. I played with him in Brooklyn, man. You think that street ball was a joke, man. That dude was nice, man.
Late Alamo.
Nice. Yep. So even then, it was just about playing the best player and getting the job done. It was a little bit of politics because at that time I was in tip-top shape. I was taking it to Eric Barkley, but Eric was gonna be able to sell a few more tickets than I was. So that's what that was.
And two, I'm looking here too with your league. What I do like about your league, you do get like some of the guys that come from high school or college come back home to play in this league to keep their game fresh. So when you at these games, who you think is one of your top-notch players? Like you probably say in your league.
Right now, the guys at our league, I won't necessarily say are based around, but the featured guys would be Demetrius Treadwell, Nick Harney, Malcolm Waters, Chris Wilson. The champs have Tyree Gator, another young name that is going to be around for a while. It's Dalton Malone. He goes to West Liberty. Young man plays tough. But our league is a younger-based league. When we started out at Akron, so we were at Cleveland State X amount of years. We went out to Walsh. When we went out to Walsh, we based the league around the players that were at Akron University, which was Tree and Nick at that time, Alex Abreu, Quincy Diggs. All those guys were still young. When those guys got done, they subsequently have come back and continued to participate in the league. And the league it's been a stick of dynamite. We've done other events that help out with the league, the third coast events, the open runs. just a multitude of things, ABA games,
Mm-hmm.
going against other summer leagues. You know, that's a big thing. We actually had a team in the TBT a couple years ago. Several of the guys are playing in the TBT again this year, but it hasn't just been the league, man. We've done a ton, and we help guys out all the time. So guys, you know, they love the love, and they come back and support. So
Now, the one thing I have been paying close attention to your league is that you also help NCAA, NBA referees obtain their official license for refereeing.
yeah. So let's see. I don't know why his name is dropping out, but referees the NCAA Final Four. He was from Akron. He was our head official in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
His name is on the tip of my tongue, but he was around for 2-3 years. Then you have these people are slipping my name right now. We have one guy that refereed our league for 3-4 years. He's refereeing in the NBA right now. He actually keeps coming around. His dad was an NBA official. You'll see him around doing NCAA games. Now, he left the NBA, but he's doing NCAA games. And we've helped a multitude of guys obtain their collegiate license. So the higher up you go, obviously, the more money you make. When you get to Division I, you start making anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000, $250,000. So those guys are making good money, man. So it's been a blessing to help those guys out as well.
Yeah, that's what I do like about your league, because not only you're not televised, you're not getting the same exposure as the big three in the TBT. Do you see yourself probably within a year or two making your stamp, let everybody know, hey, you got a Pro-Am League too? Will you be able to transition over into that type of world if the chance becomes?
I mean, I guess I would say in the underground world, but we're really not underground. But in the Pro-Am world, we're known. I mean, we're nationally known.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got the Drew League. I think you have the Goodman League. The Drew League is out in Cali. That's the big boy league. And the Goodman League is in D.C. Then you have a couple other good leagues in D.C. There's one that's going right now in Oklahoma that's pretty solid. But I mean, all the Pro-Ams know who we are. So in our world, we're known. But in regards to getting to a big three TBT type deal, it's all about funding. You know, we need somebody to come in and fund. It doesn't take a lot of money, but it's just about funding. And after doing it so long, you get tired of begging for sponsorships. And
right.
To me, people, you know, they see the product. If they want to get involved. If they don't, then we just go keep it pushing how we've been.
Now, everybody been quarantined now, you know, with the coronavirus. You know, the COVID-19, has this impacted your league?
Without a doubt. Normally, right now, we would have been in our second or third weekend of game play. We have not played any games, and we still are on the fence about when we're going to potentially start. We're just trying to watch these numbers, man. You know, what I don't want to do is have the league and put somebody in harm's way. Exactly. And if you look at our demographic is, you know, 18 to 30 years old. We're the carriers. We're not the people necessarily dying, but we can be a carrier. And as a carrier, you can take it home to your mom or dad who's older. And those are more people more susceptible to passing away from this disease right now. So we're just being cautious right now, but it's definitely impacted our league.
Now, the one thing I do know that when you're in your league, when you have a championship, you give out a belt. So what is the secret behind the championship belt?
You know, I've always tried to do something different. You know, you look at our name, most of the leagues are called Pro-Ams. We're called the Am Pro. And even it took about 5 or 6 years for guys to not call it the Pro-Am. You know, everybody that's a part of the league call it the Am. It's the Am Pro. Or we call it the Jungle. And the belt was the same thing. We just tried to, you know, giving out a trophy. I mean, I run trophies in leagues, tournaments, cast tournaments. It was all the same. So we wanted to create something different. And, you know, I was a big fan of Ric Flair, man, and the big belt, man. And I was able to pinpoint a pretty good company that did it for us pretty good for a while, and subsequently it's rolled ever since.
Yeah, because when I'll be on the pages looking, people be like thirsty. I need that belt. I need
Yeah,
that belt. And like you said, the belt is more like symbolization. Like you can strut with it. A trophy only looks good on the mantelpiece. You know what I'm saying? When you win it, they win that, they ride around with it. They let people know they won the championship. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between just getting the trophy in the ring. You can put that belt on and it make them feel more superior. Like we at the mountaintop.
Yep. And it separates us from everybody. I don't know. I know it's one league in Dallas that does it. It's called the FedEx, but ours is more detailed. It just separates us. So, yeah.
So I always say, behind this thing, when you start a business like this to bring a product to the table, what made you come up with something like that? Like I'm gonna just start me a pro-am league. You know what I'm saying?
I was taking a master's class, so I have 2 master's degrees. I have one in master's in sports management. So I told you why I thought the league, there was an opportunity for it.
Right.
And then I was taking a class, and they asked us to develop a product that we thought we can implement right now. And I worked on the project, took it to the athletic director, who was Lee Reed at the time. He's the athletic director of Georgetown right now. I took it to Lee Reed. He was with it. He supported it, provided us with the facilities to get it done, and that the rest is history. So it really was. It was a class that I was taking to get my master's degree.
Now, one thing I do know, you got your own little camera crew. They record you, take stuff.
Third
like
Coast. Shout out to Third Coast. Yeah, that's my guy.
So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at everything like you your own walking brand, first and foremost. Black owned. Salute that, first and foremost.
Right.
One other thing I look at it too, that you get I see it's little kids that be at these games, you know what I'm saying? They take heed into this too as well. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just look at people throughout what's going around throughout your stadiums or where you play at the schools. And I'm looking at different walks of life come through, get along with no problem, win games, of course, it's trash talking and all that stuff it may be, but they come from one thing, they come to watch a good product, and the team's come to win.
Right. Yeah, we try to, we make sure it's a family-oriented business type deal. So, it's a lot of things that we do to safeguard for the younger generation. So, a lot of times we'll play music. We won't play curse music. We'll play instrumentals or the clean versions. If you look at our page and some of the things we do, we're family-oriented. So, a lot of the guys will bring their moms or their families, and we always take family photos or group photos of them and their mom or them and their family. And we just, for us, it's not about money. It's just about giving back. And that's just the basis of it, because you're not going to make a lot of money off of it, man. If any, I didn't make $1 for a long time. People used to tell me all the time, I should charge more. I should charge for our open runs. I should charge for this. I should charge for that. But I just feel like, man, the people in the community needed something like this, and everybody might not necessarily have the money to be a part of something like this. And let's keep the cost down. Let's make it fun. Let's make it exciting, and let's make it affordable for the people in the community. So that's what we're about.
See, one thing I'm gonna say, because you're the ambassador, you created this league. You on the floor, you there. You know what I'm saying? Most commissioners, whatever you want to call these guys who lead these organizations, are not there. We can catch you at every game. Every game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I have not missed a game in 11 years. So, yeah.
So
I'm there. So, yeah.
Another question. How many teams do you carry in this league?
We'll go, most of the time we'll have anywhere from 14 to, I would say, 18 teams. We're starting to get into high school events now. So we did a JV showcase where high school JV teams, so your St. Vincent, St. Mary's, your St. Ignatius's, Glenville's, Bedfords, I think we had 20 of those teams participate. So it depends on what event it is, but you'll have anywhere from 14 to 20.
There's no liquor, hey. Drop top, Rari floating,
how many
adios.
games seasons?
Nigga stole some money, we ain't got some more.
Are there people from out of state
Competition
that want
smoke,
to play
it ain't
this
kinda
game?
close. Muhammad with the rope, but don't got money goes. Check the wrist flex, we on a different time. I don't eat seafood, got bigger fish to fry. Grind over sleep till I'm at the finish line. Niggas too iffy, they better pick a side. Take care of your day ones, drop off all the fake ones. To the green like Draymond, the devil busy and hating. Grind mixed with patience, they telling lies like a lace front. Run it up in the same month, yeah, run it up in the same month. Feeling like I'm a man now, nobody ever gave a handout. For the stress, talking grams out, cut them off at the handout. Bro talk, what's that about? Been fly, checking air miles, it's overthrown in the damn towel. Move the game, I'm a cash cow. Feeling like I'm the man now, nobody ever gave a handout. For the stress, talking grams out, cut them off at the handout. Bro talk, what's that about? Been fly, checking air miles, it's overthrown in the damn towel. Move the game, I'm a cash cow. Charging to the game, boy, I'm ballin' Hall of Fame. It's always sunshine after rain. Dissing lanes, what's the game? Grab my earplugs, they rapping all the same. Always 100, can't never change. 90 on the dash, tryna to crash in your lane. On the new diet, it's called go and get that cake. Once you stand in the main, if they ever send shots, I send grenades. Chasing that bag on 30 days. Checking muffin man, posted on Drury Lane, the fly guy. Dark shades on just to cover my high eyes. Getting bonafide chicken niggas, this ain't Popeye. Shifting gears, homie, call it that grind time. Dion in the end zone, baby, it's prime time. Staring in the eyes of a lion with 9 lives. Stupid motherfuckers want smoke but ain't got fire. Smiles on your face and still giving the sign. Feeling like I'm a man now, nobody ever gave a handout. For the stress, talking grams out, cut them off at the handout. Bro talk, what's that about? Been fly, checking air miles, it's overthrow in the damn towel. Milk the game, I'm a cash cow. Feeling like I'm the man now, nobody ever gave a handout. For the stress, talking grams out, cut them off at the handout. Bro talk, what's that about? Been fly, checking air miles, it's overthrow in the damn towel. Milk the game, I'm a cash cow.
So like I was saying, you know, I'm from Ohio. I always rep it. You know what I'm saying? Hooping with different talent down here, you know, guys. I played in the league down here. They got I used to work for Coca-Cola. So we had a Coca-Cola league. So we hooping with guys to play semi-pro, NBA. Mind you, I ain't played no high school ball, no semi-pro ball. But in this league, with some scores, I'm averaging 22 points per game. So, and the guy's like, man, where you play ball at? I said, nowhere, man. I stopped playing basketball in middle school. You ain't never thought about playing overseas, anything like that. But make a long story short, like, ask me where I'm from, so I'm from Cleveland. Man, you can't ball in no Cleveland, Ohio, man. Y'all play football up there. So, you know, by me going to play basketball in different cities, a place like Ohio, people look at it as football, wrestling, and stuff like that, and hockey. So don't look at it as a basketball town from that standpoint.
Man, I think I think right now you got guys in the league. So Amari Spellman is from Cleveland. Yep. You got guys who, you know, you got guys, younger guys like Markel Johnson at NC State.
Beast, turn it up down here.
Yeah, Derek Funderburk is at NC State.
Mm-hmm.
You had Kipper Nichols at Illinois. You had Carl Bragg at New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
You had Devon Andrews at a school down in Florida. Luke Kennard is from Ohio. You know, he's from, you know, he played for the Pistons. I could keep going on and on and on.
Rozier.
Yeah, Rozier. Yep. You know, you can name several guys. I just think, you know, I don't know the perception. I don't know the perception outside of the state, but I know when we pull up, you know, repping that Ampro and they see that Ohio logo on the front of their jerseys, by the time we leave from wherever we are, they know what time it is. You know, and a lot of times they think it's sweet, you know, but I mean, we get to it wherever we go. We get to it.
By me knowing you through my wife, I know you're the most humblest guy I met. Are you still driving the station wagon?
Oh man, it's funny you talk about that, man, because I'm gonna give you a story. So I told you I just took a new job, and I told my friend, I said I want to get this new Escalade truck, and I went up to the parking lot, and they told me how much it was a month. I said, man, I just got sticker shock. Right. So I ended up getting a Chrysler Sebring. So I pull up to my friend, and he was like, man, you the most humblest dude I know, that blah blah blah. So no, I don't drive the station wagon no more. We call it the G wagon, man. Like I paid $300 for this. So for the people that don't know, I paid $300 for a station wagon. And at the time, HotCars.com was one of our sponsors. So I ended up getting these car magnets to advertise the league, because at the time you didn't see the wraps that were put on cars. You would see car magnets for you were seeing for tree cutting businesses or whatever type of mom and pop business you may see. So I ended up getting the car magnets. I ended up getting one for each front door, one for each back door, and I got some small ones too that went on the side. Well, a couple times I was on the highway, one of the magnets came off when I first got them. So I had duct tape on these car magnets, man, and we went everywhere. I mean, I was still in college at the time. I was working on my master's, so I ran a little club saying we would go to Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Miami of Ohio. We'd run down to Ohio State, and I would be on the highway, man. And I just told somebody this story. People would be staring at me. I'm like, why are people staring? And I forget I got this duct tape and car magnets on this station wagon, and people just looking, man. But it was, I mean, honestly, it was the greatest form of advertisement I ever had. Right. It definitely served its purpose. So, but do I still have the G-Wagon? No, I don't. Do I wish I still had the G-Wagon? Yes, I do.
No, it's funny because only 2 people in Cleveland had that station wagon. Do you know who the other person was?
No, I didn't know somebody.
Mike Hargrove. The Cleveland Indians had one just like that.
Really?
Yes, he used to ride it around, come to the Indians games and park it right in the parking lot.
Wow.
So every time I see your station wagon, I'm like, in my head, I didn't know you called it the G-Wagon. In my head, I used to call it the G-Wagon. I'm like, yep, that's that Mike Hargrove. That's that G-Wagon right there. Because Mike Hargrove, the Indians GM, head coach at the time, was driving that in the late 90s to every Indians game. Every Indians game, Mike Hargrove will pull up in that.
Wow. Yeah, now it makes me feel even more special, because he could have been driving. I just, my opinion, man, put money into cars is it's a depreciation, man. I got a 17-year-old daughter and a 23-year-old son, and I just felt like putting the money into them and their leagues. And AAU is $400 a weekend. Travel softball is $400 a weekend, and I'm doing that every weekend. Just, I don't know. But we'll say that for another day.
So, I know you was actually like kind of close to Brent Darby.
Yeah, that was my guy.
Ohio State.
That was my guy.
Now, this goes on to me because I know y'all was so close. You should have an award in your league, the Brent Darby Award for the player who played with the most heart. Get that award out.
That sounds like a really good idea. We used to do the Brent Darby Memorial Tournament,
right?
And we haven't done it the last couple of years, but that sounds like a really good idea, man. Sounds like a really good idea.
Cause I know I look at your stuff, I go back and forth, and when you a basketball junkie, you think of you sit down. To you, to other people, it sound crazy, but to you, it sounds like a great idea. So
that's real.
He's good. He was real close to Brent Darby. I know playing with Ohio State with him and stuff like that. I said he should have a Brent Darby award because when that guy played at Ohio State, he came with it every night.
Yeah.
He didn't leave nothing on the floor. So it'd be cool to have an award named after him and give it to that player when the season's over. The Brent Darby Award for the player who played with the most heart internationally. We're gonna bring it every night.
Yeah, man. You know what? That sounds like a phenomenal idea, and I know the guy who probably would have won it last summer would have been this kid named Alex Heath, man. He's a young man who Was at a junior college this past year, but he showed up with it every game on the best team in the league, and he was the youngest guy in the league. So, I like that idea. I definitely like that. Shout out to Brent, man. His son just graduated from high school too, River Rouge High School up in Detroit, Michigan. I missed the graduation, man, but I'm gonna link up with him soon. But yeah, Brent Darby was my dude, man.
So before we go, I always ask every athlete, what is your hidden talent?
My hidden talent is putting on events, man. You know, I've been at events over 20 years, man. Every time I try to walk away, it's just something that draws me back to it. And, it's something that's natural. I don't really have to think about it. I'll tell you something that's probably the weirdest thing you might have heard. I don't know. My greatest ideas have come while I was in the shower. Some of the greatest things that I've incorporated into our league, into our events, have always happened in the showers. It just seems like it's a place of peace and, solitude. But the events, man, I mean, we get to it, and we the best at it in this area. I think outside of Sonny Johnson, I think Sonny does a really good job at what he does. He's capitalized on sponsorship. I think that's the thing that separated him from us. He's ready to raise a few more sponsorship dollars, but in regards to game day operations, executing the tournament or event, there's nobody better than us. When I say us, I mean me and Third Coast and our staff. My mom, D, Lawrence, Phil, Darrell, those guys have been with me since over the last 20 years. So they know how I function. I know how they move. It's like water, man. It's just like water. So that's our hidden talent, because I couldn't do it without them. I couldn't do all these different things you see. Yeah, I put on a lot of ideas, and I have a big chunk of what's going on, but without our staff, none of that happens. So shout out to all of them, my niece and my daughter as well too.
Right. The one thing about me being a reader, I can't quote who said it. Somebody said there's no such thing as a bad idea till you try it.
Right. I mean, we thrown some things out there that worked, that didn't work, but most of the time things have worked for us. We've worked hard though. Don't make no mistake about it, man. We work really hard at what we do. And that's part of the reason why we're so successful at what we do and why we think we're the best at what we do.
I know you do have a giveaway. You got your own little giveaways and stuff like that to make the fans come back. That's what separates you from most other leagues. The TBT and all these other guys, big threes, they don't do the giveaways. You got to pay for your stuff. So when you give away stuff, it makes people come. What's the best thing? People love free things. Oh, where you get that from? I went to the AM Pro League. Oh, for real? This is what he gave me. People will come. And like you said, they see a good show. These are people that we are familiar with. As we've seen kids come through the rankings, become young boys to become grown men. So it's a different era, because some of these guys, you don't get a chance to play in high school because the conference they play in or the division. Right. So they get that, like, man, I always want to take his head off. He played D2, but I played D1, or if he played D4, so you got some D4 guys that come give it to the D1 guys as well.
Right. So, Right. Yeah. I mean, that a lot of people come to our league to prove themselves. That's a big part of, we'll make the unknown known. You know what I mean? And the giveaways have definitely been successful. People will get a jersey, one of our old throwback jerseys, and we don't think they care about it, but in essence, that makes them come back. So yeah. Like I told you earlier, it's all about family and it's about community. It's not about $1. You know what I mean? So
throw your plug out there if people want to sign up and play in this league.
So you want to get with me? You can go to our website, clevelandakronampro.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Instagram and Twitter, our username is ClevelandAmPro, the number 1. So again, Cleveland AmPro, the number 1. You can follow us on Facebook, hotcards.com, Cleveland AmPro Summer League. Again, Facebook is hotcards.com, Cleveland AmPro Summer League. You got my number, 614-774-2423. Again, 614-774-2423. But all my pertinent information is on our league's website. I ain't hard to find, man.
There you have it, folks. Mr. Vance Marbury, the man, a.k.a. Mr. G-Wagon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you having me. We've been trying to connect the last couple of weeks, man. So I appreciate you taking the time to do what you do, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to this show.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Much love.
After Hours Live for the Man Cave, that's a wrap. That's Mr. AM Pro League himself. Vance, Tay Wiggs, I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace.